My name is Karthik. I have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from RV College of Engineering, and I'm an idex fellow for this year's idex Fellowship in Social Enterprise. I think one of the biggest challenges that mankind is going to face is to uphold all the aspects that constitute the good life within the carrying capacity of the ecosystem around him. And I speak of the idea of sustainability and man's complicated relationship with the environment. What I don't think is necessary, as might be apparent, but as a lot of people believe, is to overnight stop using cars and turn into tree huggers. But what I do think is necessary is to change our lifestyle in a manner which is more aware and conscious of the impacts of our little actions on the environment. And I think it's definitely possible to reform them in a way which doesn't necessarily take away or requires a drastic change in our lifestyle, but requires only small changes which can make our life much more enriching and much cooler. So, my dream is to show the world through an example of how we can integrate the idea of sustainability into everyday life, and in this specific case, into the life of an urban professional. One of the hallmarks of an urban professional is the proclivity to work out and go to a gym, which is something we see across the board, that people, especially women, are passionate about this. So what I want to do is to take a gym and make it sustainable. Why is this? As an engineer, I'm fascinated by machines, and very simply put, machines are devices that reduce human effort. But the machines that you see in a gymnasium do the right opposite. They increase human effort for a mundane task that you could perform. If those weights weren't there, you could perform much more easily. So what I want to do is I want to channelize the human effort that is in the other case dissipated as heat in the form of friction in all these machines that we see in a gymnasium into electrical energy, which can then be used back to power various aspects of the gymnasium. Likewise, I think it's possible to make the gymnasium completely carbon neutral. I'll go into that. But let me give you an example of what can be done with the gymnasium to extract this energy, right? So take, for example, a cycling machine. Through the cycling machine, instead of all our effort being dissipated as heat, if we could connect it to a dynamo, then we could generate electricity while at the same time exercising. Similarly, for example, if you could, in the cases of lifting weights, the weight lifted can be used, or the energy gained from lifting those weights could then be stored as potential energy in springs, which could later be used and converted into electrical energy through a suitable means, and again can be used to power some part of the gym. Likewise, I think by using all of the different machines and absorbing energy from all of the human effort that goes into the gym, we can convert the gym from not only being a temple of vanity, but also into some sort of temple for sustainability, and for people to get a good look into how this can be, into how sustainability doesn't require massive changes to our lives, but we can still do all the same things, only if we change and reform them slightly, so that we're much more conscious about our impact on the environment.